make it sustainable, how to continue support Ukraine, because the warehouses or storage is not unless in every country. For example, Minister of Defense of Germany in one interview told that in Bundeswehr they have not a lot of weaponry to give to Ukraine, because they're also thinking about their safety. That's why we need to continue communicate, okay, we need to invest money to production, for example, in our country, Slovakia, Czech Republic, or Latvia, or Litva, and to extend in their capacity to produce more Amos 155, more rockets for MLRS or M270, etc., etc. Or, you know, the last packages from the United States with the NASAMS, it's air defense systems. For them, we need rockets. So we need to produce it and buy it. It's a little bit different. And second question, as I mentioned, Snake Island, probably you remember the breaking the rules of smoking on the warship Moskva. After that, she became the very popular dive site from future days, dive spot in the Black Sea. So I would say that it depends on the distance from what place we will hit them, the military objects. It depends on the place when you will hit it. It depends on their range capability.
Yes, we go to the Independent, I think it is. Oh, what?
Telegraph.
The Telegraph, sorry.
This is Telegraph, thank
I've
you.
seen you a number of times.
Dominic
the
Telegraph. Telegraph, thank you.
The floor is yours.
Mr. Reznikov, does the training of Ukrainian forces in Britain and other locations across Europe make those training areas and training staff legitimate targets for Russia? And if I may ask the Foreign Affairs Minister of Iceland, if you're leading on the demining role, will you be putting troops into Ukraine, and does that not run the risk of drawing NATO into direct confrontation with Russia? Thank you.
Ladies first.
Yep.
Thank you. Well, I can answer that question very briefly. We would not, and actually we couldn't, because we don't have any troops. We're the only member of NATO that doesn't have any army, so we don't have any troops. But we will be, this whole project is about cooperation. So it's both regarding material and training. And the idea is to train trainers. So we will just start small and we can scale it up. And we know that the demining project is a huge project, and it's going to take time, and it's both on land and it's at sea. So, I mean, I'm very happy that in this area we have something to contribute. We have experience and knowledge, and we can draw our friends and allies together, like-minded partners, and there's a lot of interest, which I'm also very happy about. So this does not mean that any direct, you know, in the conflict, but this is one of the key priorities to really be able to say we're going to rebuild together Ukraine, and that is not possible without this project. So it's a real, you know, privilege and an honor to have a role in that regard.
We have time for one more question because people have. Yeah, sorry.
I cannot see any risks for Great Britain or our partners countries with their training polygons, because, for example, in friendly countries near the Ukraine, we have a little bit more important facilities like hub for weaponry, and so they didn't get them, they didn't hit them. So it's madness to starting the next stage of the Third World War from the Russian side. So I'm sure not.
Yes.
Just you use the word, will they not be a legitimate target? There are no legitimate targets in Ukraine for Russians. That we must remember. Is that very important?
Okay, last question.
From Reuters. For Mr. Wallace and Mr. Reznikov, please. Any fresh assessment of the damage to the Russian airbase in Saki, Crimea, particularly how many planes were damaged, and more importantly, what caused these explosions? And secondly, to Mr. Puskov, how many countries pledged these 1.5 billion euros today, and how many more countries could contribute more if they get it through Parliament. Thank you.
Very shortly, unfortunately, we were without our iPhones and devices because it was classified meeting, so I cannot to check my emails and post box. I will check it and I'll see the satellite screens and I will know about the damages.
If I reference open source OSINT, so observational intelligence, it shows a satellite image from today or yesterday, last night, that shows significant damage to the squadron of, I think, their maritime Russian aircraft there, in the portion of sort of double figures, 10 or 11 planes lost. But that is unconfirmed by my own sources. That's only what is there in open source. I should think those explosions were particularly huge and would have had a big effect on anything within its proximity to it, is what I would say. But I think all these things, time produces the evidence, and we'll see as it develops in the next few days.
Every country participating here today came to Copenhagen because they want to contribute to the fight that the Ukrainians are now having against the Russian invaders. And every country actually came up with a very clear signal that they want to participate more, they want to contribute more. And when we have the follow-up meeting in September, I'm sure the number will grow, even the money will grow, the number of trainers sent to the UK will grow, and the number of common initiatives when it comes to demining will grow. So it's not a lack of commitment or initiatives or anything like that. Today have shown that we stand together with Alexei and the Ukrainians in their fight. The commitments towards money, trainers, and demining activities have been really strong. And that has been the good about the conference here in Copenhagen. So that will be my answer. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming.